The caption says, "Wife says stepdad don't have any say in his stepdaughter's life."
But you don't have to tell her anything. That's the whole point. You don't have to tell her nothing. So if I see her doing something, you just say, you're dealing with me. You mess with me, I mess with you. You don't mess with my kids. Okay? That's not the relationship we got. You hear from me. Don't say shit she got a daddy. You ain't gonna say she's her. I was trying to get her not to disrespect you. You told me to do something. I don't have you to come in here to talk to them. I'm not asking for them to have a father figure. That's not what I'm asking. Not trying to be no father figure. No, what? I already told him that your daddy already know what's going on. Oh, now you gonna listen to that bus on. Listen, what the hell you mean the bus man? That's my baby daddy. What are you talking about? He's still in her life. He's acting. I'm not a single mother.
Hold on. What? Hold on. Wait a second. Did she just swear at this man in front of the daughter and basically just be the example of disrespect to him? So basically what she's doing is she's teaching her daughter how she gets to disrespect her stepfather. She's teaching her through her actions. She's basically outlining it step by step. Do it like this. Disrespect him like this. Say, what the hell? All that. Go back to this part. Watch this.
Told him that your daddy already know what's going on. Oh, now you gonna listen to that bus on. Listen, what the hell you mean the bus man? That's my baby daddy. What are you talking about? He's still in her life. He's acting. I'm not a single mother. I got somebody else.
She said, "Yeah, you don't tell us about what we talk about. That's my baby daddy." She's saying that's my baby daddy, like how you would say that's my husband. She's claiming him to the new man that's actually in her life. Okay, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna leave it alone until it's done.
Your daddy already know what's going on. Oh, now you gonna listen to that bus on. Listen, what the hell you mean the bus man? That's my baby daddy. What are you talking about? He's still in her life. He's acting. I'm not a single mother. I got somebody else to take care of her. Her dad. Really? A relationship where we co-parent. We don't need another man coming in doing anything for her. They got a father. You are messing with me, not them. You need to go home for real. Shit.
No, notice. See, you can uncover a lot of intention through the way people speak, especially when they're emotional. Because typically, when you're emotional, or pretty much always, you're within your subconscious brain. So notice when she's talking and referring to her baby father, she's saying we. But then when she's talking to her actual husband, she's saying you. Watch this.
A relationship where we co-parent. We don't need another man coming in doing anything.
We co-parent. We don't need another man coming in. But watch this.
They got a father. You are messing with me, not them.
She say we, but then she say you are messing with me. You off on an island by yourself. And you know what's crazy? I've always noticed this. And I feel like black men don't get enough credit for this. I've always noticed the fact that black men are probably the most patient race of man in existence. And we see it in this situation. Do you know how incredible that is for him to keep his composure like this? But I would argue that he's not doing it for noble reasons. I would argue he's doing it out of desperation because he feels like whatever his reasons, he might not be that confident in himself that he could do better for himself. But regardless, even in situations where the man is not attached anymore to the woman to where he can get any benefits, he just gets the wrath. I've noticed that black men are the most patient men ever. I know guys that are so patient. Patience of a saint. Get done dirty, get treated like crap. And I've noticed that I'm actually envious of the patience, but at the same time, I'm not. Because I think there are benefits that, I didn't mention, I'm not patient. I'm the anomaly. I'm not patient at all. I don't have any patience. You all might not know this because it probably doesn't really show that much. but I'm absolutely not patient at all whatsoever. That's one of the traits within myself that I identified that I sometimes say I need to work on, but honestly, I think it would be easier to just strengthen the things that I'm good at and optimize those than have to work so hard on something that I'm just clearly not strong at. I would say it's funny. I probably have the patience of a white man. I I probably have the patience of Trump, to be honest. I don't have a lot of patience whatsoever. And I make decisions. I'm decisive. So I would have already known that that type of dynamic, the way that she's talking to him, treating him, that would never work for me. But y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, the main clip, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype. His caption says, "When men stay away from home and she has kids, there is a reason." When men stay away from home and she has kids, there is a reason. Okay. His description says, "I don't like being there."
Babe, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Ain't nothing. I'm going to my second job. I just left the gym. What's good with it?
Not much. I wanted to talk to you.
All right, what's going on?
I'm noticing like, I really don't say nothing, but I've been noticing like you've been coming in the house, late. And, I was just trying to figure out why you've been coming to the house lately. Like, you just don't spend no time with me or the kids or nothing like that no more. I'm like, damn, what's going on with Babe? Like,
Hey, babe, no, I get it, but shoot, man, I'm working one full-time job, two part-time jobs. I'm in the gym. I'm trying to pursue this boxing. Like, so my time, it's just that I'm just trying to make it happen, baby. That's it.
Yeah, I understand that, but I know as far as your boxing and all this other stuff, but it's like,
this dude is busy. He said he got a full-time job, two part-time jobs, and he's pursuing a boxing career, which I would argue you really, if you if you don't want to be a journeyman, you got to give your life to that. I don't know if you could have all this stuff going on. Multiple jobs, a family that it seems like it's not even your family technically on paper, biologically, and then you just be trying to be a boxer. That is a lot, dude.
I'm trying to pursue this boxing. Like, so my time, it's just that I'm just trying to make it happen, baby. That's it.
Yeah, I understand that, but I know as far as your boxing and all this other stuff, but it's like, damn, babe, come on, when you gonna spend time with me and the kids? Like, I know you and the kids been going through, their little trials and tribulations, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you, because it's not like you. Keep it 100 with me. That's all I ask.
Can you handle the 100?
Excuse me?
I mean, can you handle the 100?
I keep it 1,000.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's talk about it. Because I've been trying to tell you, but you ain't been listening.
Man, you know you want to talk about it. He know he want to talk about it. Why you doing all this? He couldn't wait. Why you? Listen, man, when it gets like this, and I wouldn't put it past nobody. It can get like this. When you when you live with somebody, it can definitely get like this where you start acting childish. Maybe you're not even a childish, immature person, but just being within the pressure cooker and never really having no time to think clearly in your own space, it will have you acting, you know, for lack of better words, it'll have you acting like a female. Because that's kind of how he's acting a little bit. Don't beat me up, boxer. But I'm just saying.
Can you handle the 100?
Excuse me?
I mean, can you handle the 100?
I keep it 1,000.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's talk about it. Because I've been trying to tell you, but you ain't been listening. So, look, this is the thing. When I come out here every day, I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm out the house by 3 a.m. I don't get back to 9 at night. All right? The thing is, when I come home, honestly, I try to have it to where I just got to shower, eat, go to sleep, and do it up again. Because every time that ain't my house. That ain't my house. That's your house and your kids' house.
But
No, no, no,
what
no,
do you
no,
know?
no, no, no. I'm trying to tell you. See, that's what I'm saying right there. You already trying to cut me off. That's not my house.
Okay.
That's you and your kids' house. Your kids are disrespectful as hell, and I've been telling you that. You don't feel like they disrespectful, but I'm telling you, you have to raise your voice in order for your kids to listen to you. Where the fuck is that normal? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if they disrespect you, you know they disrespect me, and I've been telling you to keep them in check, but you ain't been listening. So
Let's address that. His main sticking point, what it sounds like, is he ultimately doesn't feel comfortable in that house. He doesn't feel like he has any authority in that house. And he said that it's not his house, it's y'all house, which may give some indication to the fact that he might have moved in with her. So you would be accurate, sir. That is not your house. I wouldn't be surprised if your name's not even on it. So you got to take the good with the bad. You got to understand what you came into, what you chose to do. These are choices. It sounds like he didn't structure things correctly from the beginning and make sure that there are understandings, because that is a big commitment. But if you're just going into the relationship and the only foundation, the only thing driving you and pulling you together is predicated on lust and maybe emotions that are going to be fleeting, then what you find is that you didn't actually put any systems in place. You didn't put any foundation in place and ultimately any structure. And so there's no understanding. And so now you get to see the other side when things settle down and they get a little bit more comfortable and all those feelings and emotions start to wither and wear off. And this is what you're left with. You're left with simply bad logistics. The logistics and the optics are terrible, and they're not in your best interest. You're living with another woman. So you already don't feel comfortable on that end because you're in her house. Then you're taking care of her child. Then you and her child don't have an understanding to where there is a respect. And it sounds like she doesn't have an understanding that you require respect from everyone within this house. So this is what you're left with. And so it's definitely a teachable lesson that when you go into things, you need to make sure that they're structured right. And that can extend to just about any endeavor in life. At the beginning is where you're going to have the most leverage and the most negotiating power to make sure that you can structure things in a way that's going to be sustainable for you in the long term. But that's not how a lot of people jump into relationships today. They just jump into it willy nilly, impulsively. And then when all those things wither, like I said, they're just left with bad logistics that don't serve them in any way. So now they have resentment and they're acting feminine and childish.
go to sleep and do it up again, because every time that ain't my house. That ain't my house. That's your house and your kids' house.
But
No, no, no,
what
no,
do you
no,
know?
no, no, no. I'm trying to tell you. See, that's what I'm saying right there. You already trying to cut me off. That's not my house.
Okay.
That's you and your kids' house. Your kids are disrespectful as hell, and I've been telling you that. You don't feel like they disrespectful, but I'm telling you, you have to raise your voice in order for your kids to listen to you. Where the fuck is that normal? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if they disrespect you, you know they disrespect me, and I've been telling you to keep them in check, but you ain't been listening. So, in order for me to maintain some type of sanity, I just stay the fuck away all day. And when I come back home, I just lay, well, to your house rather, because I don't feel like that's my house. So, your kids.
It's always your house, bro. You don't have to feel like it's your house.
But they disrespectful as hell, and you don't check them because you don't feel like it's disrespect. Who the fuck goes back and forth with their kids until they got to get mad and raise their voice? Who the hell does that? Where is that normal? Who kids come in the house? Who kids come in the house and don't speak? They don't even acknowledge you when they come in the house. Like, where is that normal? That whole house is disrespectful as hell, and you feel like it's okay. That shit is, the energy in that house, it zaps me, and I just don't like being there. That's just, babe, what's happening?
Yeah, you could tell he doesn't have kids. That actually is normal for teenagers to act antisocial and moody. It's very normal. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. He said that she's supposed to check her daughter and her kids ultimately. Whose role is it to check them? And so I feel like in this situation, he feels like he's checking her to check them. But he did it in a way where he was just acting moody and he was acting distant and literally being distant in order to get her to come to him so that then he can explode on her to ultimately drive a change. Yes, I think she should check her daughter if her daughter is out of line. And I think it would be wise for you to go to her and check her in order to check her daughter. But you're checking her daughter, you're checking your lady, your wife, in the wrong way, in my opinion. Because if you want to change as a man, you're not going to get it by screaming, yelling, and throwing a tantrum. You're going to get it always through actions. So you have to determine and decide and be decisive in what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to put up with. And so if you're not willing to put up, which I would recommend, no man be willing to put up with disrespect, blatant disrespect. Because again, I don't have patience. I'm not willing. But I know what I'm going to do. And where your power is in is your autonomy. And your autonomy to be able to just say, this situation doesn't work for me. I tried it, but because you're not willing to do XYZ, which is the correct thing to do because kids shouldn't just be allowed to feel like they can run the house. And regardless, see, that should have been the indication at the beginning for you to say this woman didn't raise her kid right. And that really should have been what you were paying attention to, but she was probably paying attention to something soft and round on her backside. So all your logic went out the window for a season. And then when that season elapsed, then this is what you was left with. But that should have been an indication if she has a kid that's disrespectful and not raised right and that thinks that they can talk whatever to adults, because a child shouldn't feel empowered to disrespect any adult, not just the one who's paying the bills over their head, any adult. And so that really should have been your indication. But we'll go ahead and get in part two. But all I'm saying is make a decision. Are you going to stay or not, my guy? Because this clearly isn't working for you. And things are declining. And it's getting to the point to where you're repulsed by even being in the vicinity. So is that the way that you want to live your life? And you really don't have to. You didn't even have this kid. Or what a lot of times will happen is a guy will get with a woman with a kid or kids, and then he'll end up having one of his own with her. So maybe he has had a kid with her now, so he's tied to it. So that's why he's acting like this. But these all come back to your decisions. So you got to be responsible for it. But you can't just be taking it out on her like it's her fault. Because most likely things were already this way when you came into it.
It's what it is.
Baby, I don't
So this is part two.
want you to feel like that.
But
Maybe me and that's something the kids got to work on, but I didn't feel that was disrespectful though.
man, listen, we've been trying at this shit for about 5-6 years. This shit ain't finna change. It ain't finna change.
It is gonna change,
And them older two just getting worse and worse. Like they just getting worse and worse. We're like
Them older two. So the ones that she had, and like I said, he done been with her for 5 or 6 years. So he done probably had a child, and that's what he's referring to. Them older two, he's saying my kids, I done raised them right, allegedly. But them older two, they're getting worse and worse. Basically, he's saying your kids are getting worse and worse.
man, listen, we've been trying at this shit for about 5-6 years. This shit ain't finna change. It ain't finna change.
It is gonna change,
And them older two just getting worse and worse. Like they just getting worse and worse. Like you fucking argue with your kids. You argue with your kids. You tell your kids to do something. You tell your kids to do something. They literally ask you why they gotta do it. Or tell you to hold on and wait until they get done doing what they doing. And you okay with that shit. And then when I tell them something, you telling them they don't have to listen. Oh. You don't think I know you ain't telling them that? Even though you ain't telling them that in my face, they actions show it. I done actually heard they ass talking about it. Oh. So I would rather pull back, just pull back and just stay away and let y'all be in y'all house. Pull back. That's just what that's where I'm going.
That's not how it goes, baby. That's not how it goes. Because simple fact, at the end of the day, they're my kids and they need to respect you and they need to respect me.
But they don't. I want
you to feel that's your home too, though.
No.
Oh man. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad. He's losing it. He's losing it. He said, I'd rather pull back. Y'all not dating? But again, I can understand it because when you're in that pressure cooker, especially, it's not just you and the woman. It's you, the woman, her kids acting whatever. Then you probably got your kids, and you working all these jobs and doing all this. So you feel unappreciated as well as disrespected. I get it. You're going to feel like that. I definitely get it. But this is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up for.
Well, baby, that's not how it goes. Because simple fact, at the end of the day, they're my kids and they need to respect you and they need to respect me.
But they
don't.
I want
you to feel that's your home too, though.
No, it's not really. It's really not.
It is your home, baby. Come on, baby, it's your home.
Well, I hear you. But I'm pulling up at I'm pulling up at my second job, so I got to get out and do this work. And I'll see you when I get to the crib. But you know,
are you gonna come on, babe? Are you gonna come on late? Can we talk about this?
I mean, we've been talking for 5 years. How much more talking do we have to need? Your ass, listen. You will try to put your foot down, and they override your shit every time. Every time.
Maybe I need some help. What the fuck? What the fuck? I need some help.
When I try to help, you tell me I'm too harsh. You tell me I'm too hard. I'm too hard on them. You have no leniency. Listen, when you try, I've been like I told you before. You saying I'm too hard, but they ain't used to structure, and because they ain't used to structure, they feel like it's hard. Whenever you implementing something new, you have to be hard. You have to be strict. You have, and then.
So what do you want me to do? What the fuck you want me to do, baby? I mean, come on. I love you. I love my kids. What the fuck should I do, baby?
Hey, listen. They done planted us against each. Well, they done planted you against me because they made you feel like that you was picking me over them when you picking structure. That's just what it is. It's cool though. I get it. I mean, look. I done circled this parking lot about 3 times. I got to get out and go to work.
All right.
Yep.
All right, baby.
Oh. Trying to hear that shit.
That's how you know it's getting bad. He said he done circled the parking lot 3 times. Listen, I hope she knows she's being recorded. I think that is some sucker-ish. If you're recording her and she don't know, she probably don't. But we're here now. So, listen. The thing is, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just saying, just leave cold. You could do it with love, but also be stern in what you can't deal with, because it's gonna drive a man crazy, especially a man that's used to order. And he's similar to me. He doesn't have a lot of patience. And he's used to order, and he's used to things being done the right way and being done his way. So you would have to come to her in a more loving way, but in a way where you're stern and letting her know that this doesn't work for you at all. And you mean that. But you love her and you don't want to have to do it. But it's definitely going to have to be some changes implemented yesterday. And it's happening. And you got to be with me on that. Otherwise, I just think I can do better in my life. I'm sorry. This isn't the life that I foresaw. I got one life. This ain't gonna be it because I'm gonna tell you right now. This brother look tired. He about to go to work, and how can you work and take care of things and handle things, and you've got this much internal turmoil stirring within your nervous system. I don't know how that would be possible. It's a lot of guys carrying that and carrying it well. Like I said, he been dealing with this for 5, 6 years. Black men have a lot of patience. I am always amazed at the things that they deal with, the drama. I am always, when I see it, I'm like, wow, wow. You got a lot of patience for what you deal with, being disrespected. He doesn't have a disrespectful woman, it seems, but he's more of the disrespectful one, but it's coming out for valid reasons. I think that his reasons are valid, and ultimately he is righteous in this situation. He is right. The kids need to act a certain type of way. There needs to be structure. There needs to be order within the home. See, she just got her household running amok. There's chaos in the streets. Imagine if we didn't have order within society and in the streets. We didn't have law enforcement, things of that nature. The anarchy. She's basically permitted that to be her household. And he noticed it, and he's trying to address it, and he's trying to do what we like to do as men, which is solve the problem, but he can't solve it because she won't let him fully do what it takes, and it may have to be sustained, and things may have to be uncomfortable for a little while. But he's definitely living a quiet life of desperation, and that's tough. I feel for it.
And when it comes to stepkids, that's the hardest shit in the world because they not yours. And it's very difficult, even though this is not said often, but it needs to be said. It's very difficult to be patient with a disrespectful stepchild. There is a separation that people don't like to talk about, even though the separation can bond into something beautiful. A lot of times it doesn't. So when a stepchild is talking crazy, you really don't have the patience and in some cases the love to tolerate them. It's not popular to say. Unfortunately, if they are disrespectful, they must be dealt with as disrespectful human beings and not disrespectful kids. Your mama didn't do well in life. I'm here now. I'm taking care of things. If you're disrespecting me, you're going to the foster home with the kids like you, and you guys can form a bond and open a food truck or something like that. But I'm not finna tolerate disrespectful stepkids. Get the hell away from me. This message has been brought to you by stepdads, niggas who've been fucking bitches all over America. And when it comes to stepkids,
Yeah, I think similar for me. I'm not going to tolerate disrespect, but I will just remove myself. I'll just remove myself. And I think that would pretty much get things in order. But it's people who don't want to stand on what is right, what is true, be valiant, even if it hurts them emotionally a little bit. But you have to do what's right. And the bottom line is that children are not supposed to be disrespectful, and they're not supposed to be enabled and empowered to be disrespectful. And so if you have done the sacred thing, the philanthropic thing of taking care of another man and another woman's child that's not yours, that is to be admired, that is to be respected, and that is ultimately to be appreciated. And if it's not, then you would probably be better off going somewhere else, because you could definitely do better than that. You definitely can, and your life could be a lot easier. And again, it should be appreciated. But what we find in life is a lot of times the people who do the most for us are typically and oftentimes the least respected. That's typically what happens. The people who are the most in our corner, they are the ones who get the brunt of our wrath a lot of times. And I don't know why that is. I've seen it even in my life. Everyone's susceptible to it for some reason. I don't want to say that it's human nature, but it is something that happens very frequently and very much. So I'd be curious to dive deeper and understand why, but we're going to leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. And if you run across a video and it's been over 7 days, understand you probably won't see the hype button anymore. And that's because hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice, if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot. And then also, if you want to become a member, then you should see that join button right there on the video. You can press the join button. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is it will come with badges next to your comments, where it would show other people that you are a part of the membership, as well as it comes with early access to content and exclusive content as well. So again, if you want to join, then you can hit that join button. But until then, I'll catch you on the next video.